Hi there, how are you doing? It's been a long while since the last time I recorded a video like here in this channel. I've got my channel in Spanish, and yeah, to be honest with you, I dedicated more time to the Spanish channel than to the English channel. But anyway, here I am, and today I'm gonna try to explain the biological logic of epilepsy. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that everybody knows what epilepsy is, or what are the symptoms of epilepsy, like convulsions and so on. But nevertheless, well, you can like Google it, right, or use your Chat GPT to ask. What is epilepsy, or what are the symptoms of epilepsy? Well, the biological logic like connection is sort of hard to explain, but it's like very profound, very deep. But just I need a touch of faith from you. Like, just believe me that it has to do with first of all, separation. Can be like a disengagement, but just with separation it's okay. And fear, like you have these two moments in the life of a person, and this is gonna be a repeated phenomenon, a repeated events. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. Experience would be like a repeated experience in time, where there's first of all separation, and afterwards there's fear. Like, well, I'm gonna give an example of a woman that suffered epilepsy, and the answer to the epilepsy was not in her. I mean, yes, it was in her, but the strong story was in her mom. Like, her mom was the first ancestor. Your first ancestor, to be honest, is yourself, but if you think it from the mind, your first ancestors are your parents. So the epilepsy had to do with a very strong feeling of fear after a separation. The thing was that in this girl's family, what was going on was that this girl's father wasn't a very responsible man, right? With his family, with the protection of the family, or caring about the family. And the thing that he used to do is like to go out, I don't know, for drinks or something with his friends or whatever. And he left alone mom with his wife, with little children, like, and one of those little girls was this patient I had. And the feeling was like a sense of fear, because she lived in a very dangerous neighborhood. She was like very afraid of like noises in the neighborhood, like let's say drunk people like going around in this neighborhood, like, I don't know, perhaps just walking and talking or shouting on the sidewalk, cars that were parked near the sidewalk, and this generated a lot of fear within the patient's mom. So that was the program that was explaining the epilepsy. I can give you more examples, but you always have to see a separation in the first place and fear in the second place. Another example from another patient was the separation from her grandmother. This girl had a grandmother that was a very loving grandmother, like that someone who really took care of her And at a certain age, her parents decided that they would take care of their own child and take her from her grandmother's house. And when she got separated of her grandmother and moved to her parents' house, to this new home, well, this new home was sort of scary. Like, his father was very violent, her mother was very strict. She would get punished by things that were not that, I know, like for a child were normal. Like there were things like little travesuras, how do you say that? Antics, naughtiness. There were several acts of naughtiness that she would do at her grandmother's house, and nothing would happen. Like it wouldn't be considered a great thing. But in her parents' house, that was considered a great thing, and she got like punished, and she got beaten, and she got like rebranded. So like she lived with fear. In her parents' house, she lived with fear. So there you've got a separation from the mom, and then the fear, like a constant fear at her house. This kind of story you've got to see. For instance, there was another guy that, well, now he's a grown up, but when he was like a child, like I don't know, 13 years old or something, he lived also like in a very dangerous neighborhood. He was like, his family was robbed several times, and he was very afraid. Like this guy was very afraid when he was a child, like 13, 14 years old, like, and he was all the time like checking that the windows were closed properly, the doors were locked and everything, because he was very afraid. And there was this experience was at the time of going to sleep. Like he felt like someone was gonna get in the house and, I don't know, rob or something. But there was another time, like it was perhaps 9 o'clock or something, that was not the time to sleep. Like here in Argentina, we don't go to bed at 9 o'clock. Like we go to bed at, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so. And it was like a time in which like the doors needed to be open because I don't know, that there were certain activities going on. His mom had to go to the park to do stuff, or go to the garage to fetch something, and sometimes like the doors were unlocked, and the house was not that safe. It wasn't that safe. Like you could jump over a wall and get into the house, like or at least get into the garden. And he was very afraid, and the thing, this fear had to do with the fact that his father was not home. His father at 9 o'clock, let's say 9 or 9:15 or something, had to be at home, because that was his schedule. Like he had to work until 9 o'clock, and he didn't. He did work till 9 o'clock, but sometimes he didn't come back. And this little boy, like, he was all the time looking through a sort of small window to see if his dad arrived, and he was like very eager for the arrival of his dad, and he was very afraid. He was afraid, like this thing is having several doors unlocked, and the only people that were in the house were his brother, his little brother, on his mom, and he felt so unprotected and afraid. So this has to do like with separation, first separation, and in the second place fear. So well, I could go on with examples, but like just if you suffer epilepsy, or if you have someone close to you that suffers epilepsy, try to find the story in you, always in you, always in you. Yeah, the guy or the girl with epilepsy, well, she will have also she will have these codes inside her or he, but look it up in you, like look it up in you. If your point of view is like, I'm the creator of everything, well then someone with a physical symptom or a behavioral symptom is showing me my own story. So if someone in your family or someone close to you has epilepsy, well, just look inside, close your eyes, look inside, and find the story. Separation plus fear. Well, that's all for today. I hope this is going to be useful for you. I hope you have a nice week. Bye bye.